Welcome back to another tutorial. This one is on ceiling shots and it will be a 3-part one, and it will be on basic, intermediate and advanced, and hopefully this will help. There's the timestamps for them and a few other notes. Just have a look on it and let's get in the video. Let's start with the beginner one, and in this one you need to have ball cam on at all times, never car cam. Step 1. Speed on the setup. You need to have a very good setup before getting into the air stuff. Focus on not going too slow. Ball will be very low to the floor if you do this, or too fast. Ball will hit the ceiling. Try and find a speed in the middle of the two. I'll show 3 videos now of each scenario and hopefully this will help you. Step 2. Having a gap between you and the ball on the wall. As you can see here, I do a tiny break and hit the ball away from my car before I go up the wall. This is so I can get more height when I hit the ball on the wall, and so my car doesn't pinch the ball when I go up. If you do a too big break, it won't work properly, and if you don't break, the ball won't go in the air properly. I'll show some examples now and hopefully this will help as well. Step 3. Boost into the centre of the ball on the wall. For the next stage, you've got to hit the middle of the ball on the wall. Why do this? The further middle of the ball you hit, the more outwards the ball will go. It is also the best height in the air, so you don't have to do as much work in the air. If you hit the corners of the ball, it will go less high and further outfield. Another big thing is have an angle when you hit the ball. This will make the ball won't just go in the middle, it will go outfield and forwards towards the opponent's net. By this angle I mean driving to the ball. Watch me now. Step 4. Boosting up the wall and breaking on the ceiling. Here you have to boost up the wall to get fast enough to then get the ball whilst it has good height. Don't use too much boost that you won't waste it in getting up the wall, but use enough getting some speed going up. When you get on top of the ceiling, you want to do a small break on the ceiling. This will stop your speed and your car will fall off the ceiling. Then you'll need to tilt upwards, then boost towards the ball, then just use your flip. There isn't much more for the beginning version. I'll show you what people do wrong with this step, then I'll put a slide up for my best tips. I'm going to pause the video here to say that 91% of you aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you could go down below, hit the bell and sub to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. I do weekly tutorials and general videos on Rocket League, and it would just mean a lot if you subbed and liked my videos, and hopefully see you in the future ones. Here's the final tips and main points. I won't say it out loud, but you can read it and pause the video. Here's the intermediate stage. This is where I teach you to jump to the ceiling, and hopefully find it helpful, and see you now. Step 1. Watch the beginner part of the setup. If you struggle or not confident in the setup part, I would watch the beginner version and see how to set up properly, and this part will teach you how to jump to the ceiling properly. I won't read all of this out loud, but this is just a few things to be aware of before starting this, and just pause the video and give it a little read. To the ceiling and land on it properly, you have to air roll to be up there. So here's my settings for air roll. You can have any button for it, but this is my one. I'll be jumping up the ball here, so take note. And you probably should jump here as well. Step 1. Jumping and boosting to the ceiling. Don't use the ball for now, just do it without it. To start with, don't focus on landing on the ceiling, just focus on the speed you're going up to the ceiling. You need to hold boost and angle your car towards the ceiling, like I am right now. Don't half commit, fully commit. You need to hold boost and also jump where I show in the video, in the previous picture I mean. Step 2. Leaning back and landing on the ceiling. Do this without the ball, not using air roll for the moment, just practice doing the boost up to the ceiling from before, but just before you hit the ceiling, lean back, pull down on joystick. Your car should hit the ceiling like shown. If it doesn't stick to the ceiling, you might need to boost a bit more to the ceiling. Try and make your car land flat on the ceiling too. Step 3. Tapping air roll to make your car tilt so it's more flat. This isn't a must, but after you lean back, you need to tap or hold air roll a tiny bit. This will make your car more flat when it hits the ceiling. The step after this makes your air rolling more important. If your car control isn't good, this step will be easy, but if it's not, you might be a bit harder. I've got tutorials about this in the description to improve it, and I just do workshops or certain free play maps. Step 4. Turning in air so your car is in line with the ball. After you lean back and before you tap air roll, you need to turn your car so it's facing the ball. Look at my controller overlay if you don't know how. This will make your car in line with the ball, and when you fall off it's perfectly in front of you. Step 5. Hitting under the ball. This is essential because this makes it get height, makes it harder to save and all of that stuff. So just remember to hit under the ball and not on top like I show. Now for the advanced. This is where we work on cam work, air dribble after the ceiling and spinning to the ceiling. Hopefully it finds it helpful. To perform the spin, you need to jump off the ball earlier so you can spin up in more time. This is where I jump from. Here is a very important note you need to put down. Before you start, you need very good spinning control, and I would recommend doing workshops or free play maps. I've got both tutorials in the description below. Check it out definitely if you can't do it well. As I just said, if you haven't got good control, definitely check my videos out below. It will help you massively. Step 1. The speed you got up the ball and spin. Jump low down on the ball and you need to boost up, not feathering, but you also don't want to go too fast. I'll show 2 examples of me doing it wrong now. Now for the cam work. I've put this little note at the top of the screen saying whether I'm in car or ball cam. Just have a look at that and see when I switch. And this is more for clip hitting, not general for comp. You can not do this, but it just makes it look cleaner. If you don't have a good air dribble, I've got a tutorial below that shows you how to air dribble properly. Hopefully this will help a lot in your ceiling shots, as it's very essential to have a very good air dribble for this mechanic, especially air dribbling after the ceiling. Step 1. Hitting the ball higher than normal on the ceiling shot. You need to boost more into the ball on this setup, so it makes it easier and makes the ball as high as possible, and don't make it hit the ceiling. Having it high makes your car more time to get to the ball and hit it under the ball. In this one, you need to boost much faster the ceiling. This is so your car drops more if you've got more speed going towards the ceiling. And dropping more means you can get under the ball more and therefore a longer air dribble. You need to hit the very bottom of the ball. This makes it so your ball stays in the air and so your car has upwards momentum on the ball. I'll show a few clips now. But remember, always bottom of the ball, and as you'll see in my air dribble video and how to improve it, hitting the bottom of it is very important. This is my first touch on the air dribble, as you can see now, very bottom of the ball. Recording your fails and comparing them to where I am on the ball helps a lot. With air rolling, I find it better if your first touch is more under the ball, like shown now. This makes it so you can air roll much easier and it's not as mechanically hard. Thanks a lot for watching the video, and please sub, like and all of that stuff, it helps me a lot. And the 1K montage is coming soon. I honestly didn't expect it to get up this fast and be this close to 1K. Thanks a lot for all of the stuff you've done, and see you in the next ones hopefully.